I don't typically talk about love readings, but something about this morning's sunrise told me it's time to speak about the future and love. And Happy New Year's. So, I do not typically do love readings. I am a firm believer that we should repair that which is within us before we call in anything into our physical environment. However, this morning's sunrise spoke to me about the future and how this is the end of the serpent year. Okay, so I've never really followed Chinese zodiac, so we're just going to take it from the perspective of the animal spirit. So for 2025, you'll know that this is your reading if this makes sense to you. Okay, so 2025 is the year of the serpent. The serpent has a dualistic nature, right? It can both bring us poison and transformation. So if we are in a pit of vipers, the likelihood of being bitten by a viper is pretty high. And being bitten by a viper usually leads to, no longer living. So, but at the same time, like if you yourself are a viper and you choose not to strike unless, maybe your eggs are threatened, okay? You choose not to strike and you utilize the year of the serpent as a year for transformation, meaning you no longer associate with the other vipers, knowing that they would likely bite just to bite. You yourself understand that the only need to strike is to protect. And so therefore, you've used the year of the serpent as a year of transformation. Now, the reason why I say that is because now we're going into the year of the horse. And again, if we're just looking at the spirit of the animal, the horse just screams freedom. The horse screams, I've got this. But at the same time, there's something about a horse that a lot of people don't know. The horse, when it's alone, feels anxiety because it is a natural prey. But at the same time, if it has a partner, it knows that it can sleep peacefully because while it is sleeping, its partner is keeping an eye out. So it can rest easily knowing it has a partner. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to have a love interest. This could just be, your new best bud, okay? But we're going to go into this reading as you've healed, you've transformed. And this last year hasn't just been a year of an eye-opening and realizing that it's not necessary to strike. It's also been a year of empowerment for you. You've looked at your life and found the worth of you within you. And now that you've accomplished this is when we have the ability to open up our own inner gates and welcome in energy. So when we're talking about an actual energetic bond, a relationship that is actually a soul contract, these aren't necessarily built in the physical world around you first. When you're coming out of the season that we're coming out of, which has been pretty difficult, this year has been insanely eye-opening for a lot of things, right? So it's a little bit tender. So to allow yourself to slowly get into accepting energies into your life that you know are not going to hurt you, this is usually done on the energetic level first, right? And this is you becoming comfortable with the inner parts of yourself. And once you do that and you start to link into those inner parts of yourself, the one that is connected to your energy on the other side is feeling what you're doing for yourself. And that creates a chain reaction within them for them to mirror what you are doing and heal themselves. So we are going to assume that this is you. You have healed all the parts within you. And that the person on the other end of your energy has done the same. So if this has resonated with you, this is the energy that I have called in. This is the energy that I have asked for. And now I open up the floor to your other half. And I don't mean half of you. I mean you're whole, they're whole on the other half of your energy. Okay? So let's find out. What is it that they wish to tell you about what's coming in 2026? Oh, that's a very nice energy to start with. The very first energy that came out is the Eight of Swords in the reverse. This is beautiful. No longer feeling trapped. And the World card. Okay, so wow. So I absolutely love this combination. So this is the World card. So I did a video probably about a month ago about the meaning of the World card in the major arcana, like beyond the understanding of the trap of the tarot. Okay, so this isn't necessarily the world, right? So we are expanding beyond just the understanding of being human in this particular instance, right? So this is your other half, like admitting they are no longer trapped in the illusions, and they are realizing their place in the cosmos. So this particular World card, I absolutely love the way that does that every single time. It literally looks like it's lit up, okay? So this is the recognition that they are no longer trapped in the dark and that the light is with them. Whether you feel more of the light aspect in self or more of the protective aspect in self, whatever it is that you have done for yourself has released them from the trap that they were in, and they're now able to see their place in the cosmos, which is bringing light into their world. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Okay, so what else is happening? I don't think that was supposed to go out there. Okay. Okay. All right. So we have that's actually beautiful. The Magician, whichever the two of you is the manifester, meaning the actual like masculine within the two of you, the one that creates the physical reality around you. Okay. So if we're looking at this from the perspective of the divine masculine versus the divine feminine, so the divine feminine would be more connected to the cosmos, which would be represented in the the High Priestess card. This is the Magician. So, and it's paired with the Eight of Coins. So this is the recognition of the divine masculine within the pair, stating, I'm working very hard in making this a reality. Okay, that's what this Magician is, making it into a reality with hard work. Okay, the Eight of Pentacles is like detailed hard work. Look at this guy. Like he's creating a dragon, or maybe it's a froggy. I don't know. It looks kind of like a dragon froggy, whatever. But he's creating it, right? And it's really cool that the way that this is coming out this way, because this is the Magician and he's actually creating something that looks like it's going to be a living, okay? So this is your divine masculine within the pair stating, I'm working hard to make this into a reality. And so in over here on the left side, we have the Five of Coins in the reverse. This is stating that this is no longer even close to a problem. Like this was relieved in the past. This feeling of being left out in the cold. Okay, I absolutely love this Five of Coins card because of the fact that this is beautiful energy for me. This is like, these two may be ragged and like not have beautiful things on, but the way that they're looking at each other, there's no need there. So this is 5 of coins in the reverse. This is in the past. This is like, I've already gotten over this fear of missing out thing. I have absolute confidence that this is going to happen. Okay. And that is made absolutely clear where the very next card is the 6 of Wands in the upright. So there is no more feeling of, I might miss out on this. This is it. I already have the feeling of victory. I know we're going to do this. This is wonderful. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. The other two energies that also came out with this that were that you and them have had victory over is this lack of peace, and this 9 of Cups is in the reverse. So there's a 2 of Swords and the 9 of Cups in the reverse, with this 5 of Coins in the reverse. So you've had victory over these feelings of no peace in your life, and also like emotional unfulfillment. And the 9 of Cups is typically like related to like being emotionally happy with your like work. I don't want to say necessarily work in that respect. Like it could be your mission. Like maybe you have a job, but you have a divine mission on the side that you do. Like whatever it is, like you're no longer feeling unhappiness when it comes to your mission and or purpose in life, and neither are they. So there's no more like imbalance, there's no more like fighting with self on whether you're supposed to be doing this or not, and there's no more fear of missing out. This is absolute success, this is absolute victory, and these are the things that you both have overcome. I really like this 5 of Pentacles being in the reverse too, because this isn't just a fear of missing out. It's also that lack mindset, that lack mentality. And this 2 of Swords is also screaming at me like the almost as if like laying down those swords, like coming out of warrior mode may have been like super difficult for either both of you or one of you. Like maybe one, it was more energetic while the other, it was more physical, which is typically what we end up feeling like when you're the divine feminine. Again, you feel everything in the spiritual, so you're feeling, it'll feel more emotional to you, but really it's energetic, right? So if you've been battling, let's say, depression over the years, okay, this is you fighting your inner demons on an energetic level on the inside, right? And then you could have somebody else that has maybe they had a loss that got to them, and they ended up in the physical realm fighting an addiction that they were battling, that demon within inside of them in a physical way. So it doesn't matter whether it was a physical fight that you were going through or an emotional, spiritual, energetic. It feels like it was really difficult to lay down those swords, either for you or them. And again, with that 9 of Cups, like this was like you recognizing that, okay, sometimes there's things we have to do, even if we don't really like to do them, that end up leading us to what we're really meant to do. And so understanding life in that particular way can turn what you may have thought as failure into, oh, okay, well, now I can see the lesson and how it was like a step up for me to get from like point A to point Z. I had to have a step between, right? Because A to Z is pretty hard. So maybe I stepped on M to get to Z. Okay. So understanding that your life, the way that it's been so far, hasn't necessarily been a failure so much as you're reanalyzing the way that you're going through life, and it's making it easier to understand what you went through. So it's no longer a failure. It's now a, oh, well, I had to go through that in order to be able to reach the next step. It was like a step stool. So that's why there's no longer a Nine of Cups in the reverse too. So this is how you got through all of these things. To have this Six of Wands energy, which makes sense, and this has been a great year for it. Okay, so the Queen of Wands came in the reverse. She came out by herself. There's 4 other cards here. Okay, and this is explaining the Queen of Wands. I'm not sure who the Queen of Wands is in your life. I don't necessarily know if this is a third-party energy or if this is an energy that you took on for protection, or they took on for protection. So these are the same 3 cards that came out yesterday, actually 4 cards that came out yesterday, when I did my reading yesterday, that this Queen of Wands in the reverse is no longer an issue. They're no longer bringing that 10 of Cups and then reverse energy, or the 7 of Swords in the reverse energy. So whoever this Queen of Wands is or was kind of like the carrier. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, it was almost like this Queen of Wands had to come into the picture as a stark comparison. And that's exactly what it sounds like. Okay, so let me explain that. So this Christmas, I experienced the holidays like I'd never experienced before. And it actually kind of made me a little sad, because it was such a stark comparison to all of the 40 Christmases I'd had before, that it was like, oh wow, like I didn't realize just how like my life was. Like it had seemed so normal to me that having one that wasn't like that was like, oh wow, Christmas is actually like this. Interesting. So this Queen of Wands in the reverse kind of feels like that kind of stark energy. Like it was necessary for this Queen of Wands to come in. And it makes total sense too, like if you think about it, like I talk about this in the past, especially with the Devil card right here. Okay, so and that's exactly what I'm feeling here. Is like this Queen of Wands was like that devil energy. Can you really resist that which is naughty for you, kind of thing? Like, and it was something that either both of you or one of you had to experience, like this manipulative, seductive energy that came in to kind of test you and say, like, it was very obvious, very evident that this person was a 10 of Cups in the reverse, and it was like, well, they're sexy and all, but do we really want to deal with that kind of nonsense? And it was such a stark comparison that it ended up removing this ability to be manipulated. And then that's why the 7 of Swords is in the reverse. And then the next card that came out is the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so whoever this Queen of Wands is, this is a past energy, or maybe something that's clearing up like right now, but again, because there's no time in the energy, right? But this is the final test, right? And you can't get out of the gate without passing the gatekeeper, which is the devil energy, right? And again, this isn't evil. This is literally protecting you, right? Because if you were to be given the golden egg, before you were ready to hold that golden egg and protect that golden egg, and then, a Queen of Wands in the reverse or a King of Wands in the reverse comes into your life, and they're like, hey, I like your egg. And you're like, oh, hey, here, you can have it. And then all of a sudden, you just gave away the golden egg. And devil energy's like, damn it, I told you not to give away the damn egg. And So you have to be able to pass this energy to know that you are responsible enough to hold the golden egg without giving the golden egg away to the wrong person. And that's what you proved, okay? This Queen of Wands energy came in to prove that you cannot be manipulated by this devil energy anymore, and that you can perfectly hold that 10 of cups, the 10 of pentacles energy, okay? Okay, so you guys, whether you have dealt with that last ditch devil energy or not yet, be aware, okay? So, and then again, this can show up energetically, it can show up physically. It doesn't have to be one or the other. All right. Oh, there's the High Priestess. All right. So this is definitely, understand this is a very high spiritual connection. You have both the Magician and the High Priestess out here, okay? And then you also have a Force card out here too, the World card. So, the Knight of Cups came out on the fence. His head is pointing towards the left, which means that he's rotating into the upright position. And beneath him is Justice. Once the Knight of Cups... Oh. I'm hearing once the Knight of Cups hears the final go, he will turn in the upright. So it talks about this Knight of Cups in the past. I absolutely love this Knight of Cups energy because this is a new feeling of like emotional, like this has never been felt before. This is something that is brand new to either you or them, which is why it was on the fence facing towards the left, because this is like, when I see an energy on the fence, this means that it could go either way. Now, if it's like this and it is pointing towards the right, I'm going to feel it going into the downward position because everything in the cosmos, goes in a clockwise position. So the fact that he's this way and the Justice card was the exact same way on the fence and the perfect thing, this tells me that this is it's in the movement. It's in movement in the moment, as in it is as soon as he gets the call, it's going down kind of thing. Because there's no more Three of Swords. And that makes sense. Okay, so as soon as he gets the call that everything's been cleared out, it's on, like Donkey Kong. What a wonderful energy. So, just make sure that over the rest of the day, you are continuing to release. I woke up this morning with a friend who passed away on my mind. And so for me today, I'm going to pay close attention to those who I lost along the way. I'm going to heal any parts of me that are still holding on to the pain of losing them and release that with the rest of the year. So I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of the year and that next year is everything that you could ever desire, plus more. Bye guys. Happy New Year.